Okay, so what's the starting time? It's actually 7:25, and I apologize for the 7:30 in here. Again, a reminder, I wrote it down so I say the same thing twice. There's one item on the agenda, and it's to approve or reject the director's recommendation that Bill Titus's contract as head coach be terminated. That's the topic. That's what we're looking at. What we've done so far is we've gone into executive session, and Gino's talked to us about the background as he has seen it as director trying to make the place work. And you're here, and what we'd like to do, if we could, is to get brief comments from you on your views on that topic, if you have any. And then we have to make a resolution and see what happens. But again, with the principle of open government, we haven't talked between ourselves, so I have no idea what's going to happen after that point. We'll just watch, okay? So, we just have to, we just have to approve or reject, and that's a resolution, because that's the only way we can act. Okay, does anyone have any comments that wants to make them on this topic? And that's the appropriateness of firing, essentially, Bill, terminating Bill's contract. Yes.
I would like to know.
What's your name?
My name is Marcia.
Thank you.
And I'd like to know a reason. You don't have to be detailed. You said confidential, but we want to go back on kids and teach them that like to move the job for the reason, that coach is not here, and we don't know why he's not here. So we definitely know.
The reason is strictly the performance of the head coach in his job as head coach. He's a very nice man. He deals with people well. There are no questions outside of the actual performance of the swimming function and the teaching, getting kids up in their programs. Okay, does that make sense? So it strictly deals with his performance as head coach with the swimmers.
My kid is 1 to 3 months. My personal opinion at the bottom is that she's a person born, and in the meeting I was with him, I like his vision to know my life, the whole event that he was leading. I like it.
Thank you. Again, we're listening, and then we have to put. Are there any other comments? Yes. What's your name?
My name is Michael. I have a procedural that no termination is a fatal conflict.
No, it's not.
You know, it told us that he fired.
Yes, and he is director, and it's his job to then recommend to this commission.
He didn't tell us that he recommended the commission. He said he alone fired.
He said he
that you guys agree.
Well, we have agency in the sense of whether we agree or not.
I'm sorry, I don't understand.
He makes the recommendation to this commission. But as director, he was taking responsibility for his actions by the sounds of it in talking to you. And
I guess I passed through the last year and a half of these meetings with the terminal and court. And I seem to recall that you guys came up with a decision and a resolution and passed it, I think, in the later day. The director didn't have that authority to make that decision without prior approving the board.
Not prior approval, without the approval, we have to approve his recommendation.
Well, let me ask you a question. What did you decide you didn't want to approve? How do you put a team back in Bob?
Well, actually, no, it's not he's on leave right now. And he's on paid leave, and he has those days coming to him by his contract. So yes, a decision was made, and the director takes ownership for the decision. And yes, it has been brought to the commission, And right now, we're struggling to try and figure out whether to accept the recommendation or not, because we know it's an important decision to the community. And so what we're doing is listening to you and other people and what their opinions are. Those that are interested enough to come to the meeting, for example.
Now, for that scenario that you were still listening and are going to make that decision rather than you don't have any qualified support.
Just, may I agree with something a little bit? This is just to clarify what Mr. Black was speaking of, because I don't think it's fair for confusion. On January 16th, there was an amendment to the bylaws proposed by Commissioner McDougall to change the duties of the director in Section 4.2 to restrict the appointment and dismissal of a full-time contracted employees by requiring that the director first present their recommendation to the Commission for action and approval. Then there was a motion to amend Section 4.2 as written by Commissioner Hupper, seconded by Commissioner Wilson. There was discussion. There was lengthy discussion on this, and then it was basically, the motion was made to move it to the February regular board meeting, at which time it was passed on February 20th, 2014, 3-1. So that is what Mr. Black is speaking of. So I wanted everybody to know. That way you all understand also what we're talking
Well,
about.
in that case, you're supporting your position, which is this recommendation should have come to us before it was done to the committee.
If I hear you're talking about the action and approval, the no action should have actually been taken. Is that what you're saying?
That's what I'm saying. And the director told us that he alone was the person who made that decision to fire him, and he'll inform you later, and hopefully that you'll approve.
Well, the only thing I can say is that since he's on leave, the action hasn't happened, although the decision has been made. But I still think I'm mostly wrong on this, and you're right. But we're trying our best. Right now we're reviewing.
The frustrating part is you have gone through all of that turmoil that you all did as a board, and you come up with some resolutions or changes the bylaws that going to the left again, and the first opportunity, there it goes again.
I mean, there'd be no more opportunities like this. You know, don't like firing people. So it's part of life. Now, we have to wait now for some other people, okay? But, yeah.
So,
What's your name?
my name is John. So, I think a couple of comments, but the occurred. One day goes and the next day goes, and so that really brought into question. And so that was the and the way it was, question and comment. Question or question comment. What? The comment. Confusion and that the way more questions my mind is responsible and so relevant, so I'm trying to make it responsible, but I know what it will be. You don't want to come back. And that's what the problem is. If I had been told, don't come back, I'm certainly not going to come back for a second holding of whatever that was. And that's not something that, you know, you don't need to that's an important relationship to bonding and develop a relationship that they trust. What? This is not the law of the trust. It's like we are it's an attitude, that was always going to be calm, question, calm, and John question, answer.
I sound like I'm talking back at people. Do you want to say anything? Or? I understand it too. I just no. Sean, wherever you are.
Sean?
No. Okay. We'll try and find Sean again. I have a problem, and a problem which I really would like guidance on at some point. But if a person, yeah.
I'm sorry, I couldn't catch a lot of what Mike said or a lot of what John said. It's probably our connection. And once again, I apologize for not being able to get off of work, but it's late notice meeting. There's no way that can be done because where I work is staffing. So if somebody could please paraphrase kind of sort of what John and the Black said to say, I'd love to hear it.
Please correct me if I'm wrong. Essentially, Sean, Mr. Black and Mr. Charnoff both basically commented on the values that they believe that Coach Patterson has brought to their children's lives. And is that pretty much it? And basically spoke highly of him as a coach and felt that their kids had benefited and missed him and had questions of why their coach was gone. I think that's...
Well, Sean, my point is that I think that those qualities, with any good coach, with any good manager, director, leaders, and but particularly is a concern simply because my kids are born myself, and to respect faith. And so the vital thing is in the process, there wasn't any point behind the process. It is see any issue on the coach with dedicated.
Did you get that, Sean?
I didn't get any what John just said. I'm sorry.
Basically, he said that, correct me if I'm wrong, he questioned, the children had questions about how fast it happened, that they didn't see it coming, and it confused them very, very much so.
Okay. Okay.
If the coach was informed about job performance in private with the director, it would be inappropriate to have that out and the coach dealing with the swimmers. So I'm trying to figure out how to address this real problem and at the same time keep the administration going so that the coach can work through problems without having the whole world seeing that the coach is in trouble. Well, maybe we can talk some other time rather than wasting everybody's time, but there must be ways that we can do that better, but I don't know what they are.
But obviously we were under 14. I was more effective than anyone else. Tell them, hey, look, the reason why, because right now I'm so I'm just explaining to them.
Or maybe even then provide some support for the coach so that he gets to do the things that he likes to do. Yeah, I hear you. I hear that.
If that was happening, if that information was brought to me, I would think that we can bring that, have that answer. But I don't know.
Lynn?
In that case, there's a couple different answers for that. My understanding is that after NWPRD notice, which is contract required, and he chose to resign the next day. Is that correct? Right. So there's the contract called 30 days ago for the district. So that's there. The thing is that what I've asked for the last year, our children to produce a team last year, but it's eating that I was structured to the point of the future going on. But I asked the board to define their expectations and to explain kind of the measure of everything that I said, it seems cool to suggest that, I'm okay with that. I just want to know that what we're all looking for. Saying, look, you want to work for your hourly line, you have no way. but I need to know that. So one of the things that I think that I've watched closely in the last year is important for everybody to know is that there's some empirical ways to measure what's going on. When, last month before the last day of practice attendance across all practices was over 87%. The month before Mr. Patterson came, the numbers were close to 100. The month before Mr. Patterson came, the numbers were still 86. And practice attendance was another 72%. By July, after he came, practice attendance was down 54%. By September, it was down 45%. And that's the month, the end of the month where it was at 87%. That's just really about half the practice attendance. Average days are 6 months. And by the spring, I think it was March, and by the April, practice attendance was down to 30%. And the school registration for the team is around 35%. So in a year, if on practice attendance dropped by about, that's 70%. And participation on the team dropped by 35%. So at the end of the data, you see that, and then you look at PNS this year, and I'm not advocating for saying PNS participation is why we should say that the team is successful. But it is a measure that the Patterson said it should measure. And that business plan, he said, I will have 120 kids and 20 PNS attenders, I think by next year. Well, since that, and we're going to have 80 participants by January. We're now at about 15 dollars, this is last year. And we went from 20 kids going to PNS last year to 5 this year. And those 20 kids had 60 services, so 5 kids had 17. So even if a multiple, it didn't work. But the performance dropped dramatically, participation dropped dramatically, practice attendance, which is a reflection of the value that families and programs dropped dramatically, and frankly, it's unsustainable. So while I look at the numbers and measure that out, and I can see it that way, and I don't know whether the director did that or not, he sees it every day on that. And it's very hard to justify that. I think it's important to recognize that in the last episode of the church, very frustrating. And there's a lot of confusion. The program, because it has so much value in itself, and it helps for a long time, it also new kids. But we also put 10 kids out of that, and less than 10% over 6 months with the urban coach, with complementary coaches, a lot of confusion. And then the collapse after the head coach came. And I think that people held in because the need that was going to be a renewal of value, a renewal of the strength of the program, and now you're going to have others. So I think that's the part of, you talk about my child's life and my child is wanting to, there are lots of children wanting to be treated as such a right. The ones who saw value in the program, who were stuck in, went somewhere else and said, I found value in my life and in my family's life. I think that the district today are going to have a program that survives and sustains. Financially, there was no way that it could continue on, and there was not one single month, not 1 month, because Patterson was here, that the numbers increased. They increased every single month. Or else steady effect. And so I think it's important to know that there are some empirical ways to measure the value, the validity of that decision, and get into the personal way. My child's life, I put it out to you. I think valuing the personalization that it was almost possible. And what you do, you get to decide value life, and you can't do that. You've got to have a way to say, this is what we're not in the program. This is how we're going to measure whether it's happening. And I measured, I think it would be like that you can use it to up and capital now, but they were recording again 3 months, and that's where I got it. The percentages I actually figured out, I calculated it myself, but people later, and 3 months into in the head coaching report, team report, how many from one team represent, because at the end of the time, you have to look at the total. But it's all there.
Okay. Let's, the meetings, these meetings have public documents. You have to report to the meetings, and it's in the report, the director's report to this meeting, under the head coach's report in the director's set, so you can pick them up. And these are the types of indicators that a director would be looking at as he's taking a look at what's happening in the programs. And you get chatting to the head coach and so on. So,
Just to let people know, if I have my eyes closed or if I'm not being disrespectful to anyone, I don't want anybody to be confused. I have a horrible migraine right now. So if my eyes are closed, I'm trying not to be disrespectful to you.
You got a nice ibuprofen.
I wanted you to know.
Yes, go ahead.
I recall in the past this board making an accusation. And it's very related on here.
Okay.
Whether those accusations were fair or not, that the previous director possibly didn't understand the politics of this job. So I guess my question is, and I just said a minute ago, so my question is, what are the politics of hiring a nice, well-elected man to dedicate to look at law? That's very much my question there. Mr. Madison spoke with the Chamber of Commerce a few months ago, and I'll tell you what, outside of the school, it was the first good PR that I've seen in this district in a long time. My own question is, what are the politics of this decision?
I have no idea, but we want to hear your comments. We're not going to try and analyze ourselves right now, unless it's to do something positive for the future. You know, like how can we do better?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I just have a question about was there some sort of intermediation? I know we talked about data, which is actually different from metrics, and they might actually have been metrics. But metrics would be then this is an acceptable level, this is not an acceptable level, as opposed to data is information. So were there an intermediation that were discussed with him prior to the decision being made?
I think the scale is really different, and that was because there's a lot of effort to get a strategic plan from him, so that in fact we could get his view of what would be appropriate metrics, and then to be able to talk about it. We didn't get it from us. Yes. Mr. Boxer. Yep.
I don't know the answer to the latest. I'm sorry, I apologize. I don't know who is asking the question or making the statement. So, whoever you are, I apologize. I'm sorry, go ahead.
It's Wendy Singleton.
Wendy, I can hear you, Alan.
Wendy, yes.
Thank you so much. I apologize. When it comes to the strategic plan, that plan we've been asking for since about 2 months after Coach Bill started. And he gave a great outline for the strategic plan, and what it was based on is I was the one that asked for it. I asked for a 3-year, 5-year plan. Just give me something. Where do you want to take this team? This is your team. And we said, for guidelines, we wanted a competitive team, not a recreational team. And of course, okay, has opted for a recreational team. We said we don't want that for our program here at NWAC, or at North Quimby Parks and Recreation. We want NWAC, which is a district program, to be competitive. That was the board as a whole wanted to. And so we actually asked the coach how he was going to meet them. And he gave us a strategic plan, which is in the meeting minutes, and I'm pretty sure the director can get it for you if you'd like to see it. And he gave an outline of what he wanted to do. But I asked specifics on how were you going to meet some of the goals you had in there. On numerous occasions, I got no answer. There were times where I actually sat down offline with the coach one-on-one to tell him what I expect. I said, no, this is not rocket science, you know. This is, I do it for the fire department. We're talking about swing team here, you know. Use your resources and just give me something to go with. That's all I'm asking for. I just want to see how we're going to get there. And so for those of you that are questioning the strategic plan or the 3 to 5 year plan, he had a strategic plan. We didn't even put an outline on it. I think he put the outlines as far as what his specific goals were to date. That's where that came from. And so when they were mentioning Randy, I'm sorry. Whatever part of your question I could hear, that's whatever answered, and all that's in minutes. And you can hear those comments, everything from the meeting, and should you choose to, review those there, but that's where that came from, yeah. That's all.
Thank you, but we what I talked about is our performance, either metrics or criteria. So, for example, even if you do not have the strategic planning phase in the next 3 months, then you were on the probation for then you were employment at risk. So it's something that's outlined that says if you do not do these things, then this will be a conflict. Which is a normal, I understand it's not normal, but I get that. But it's still, it is a really normal application. I actually was asking whether remediation, they advocated it was not necessarily a strategic plan, but was there remediation in terms of performance or not. I'm not asking for the details. Let's do that first.
Okay. I didn't understand your question. I apologize again. What was your question or comment?
The question was whether or not the director had worked with the head coach in establishing what those goals were and whether or not there was an evaluation taking place. And based upon conversations that had taken place in executive session, my understanding would be yes, that has taken place.
Thank you, Dave.
With the whole crowd in the back there, I don't know if you have any.
I actually do have a comment. I don't know if any of you know if you work with Bill Patterson on a political level or a volunteer level. I wouldn't say that it's extremely different. I have the idea that a year and a half ago when this thing started, we still have an opportunity. I had numerous meetings with him. I had other people involved. And I got shot down every time. Every time I asked if I was not doing something, he would find somebody. And then when we all collaborate and get together, he would basically say, meet me at 5:15 and at 5:45. He was strongly pushing people back. How do you expect to get something up at all around if you're not respectful to your volunteers? When you have this windy time, I say we need to start early. We need to get these things excellent. We need to set up a full meet on the weekend to make sure our equipment is done. He told me one at a time in here that he would do this once a month and supervise volunteers that are in a very stressful position and get us, up and running and getting good. And he had all these brilliant ideas and the whole through was never there. He never followed through with his thing. My son has been doing this since 8 years old, all I have. This summer, the first summer, he's never taken off. Because he's very old and I don't like to go shopping. What am I supposed to do next? So I do for him and I said, okay, I'm take break. He stopped with it. He now came back, unbeknownst to us that Bill was not here anymore. And how happy he was actually out here in his lobby when he came running out on Monday in his first 6 classes and said, Bill's not here anymore. I can actually go in and practice and have a good work. So I might be together in that situation, I know it, but I might be, I don't want to badmouth anybody, but I think he's got a lot in place personally, and also here at school, and it might not be a friend of his, but he might get him involved.
Are there any other comments? You talk, so you have to.
Yeah, just to clarify, last Thursday, I received an email that said that he had tendered his resignation. I got the email. I agreed, so he said it, here's what it wanted, but that's the way he said decisions were done. So, look like how that is. We just lost 2 coaches, or whatever. We are tough. But what's the plan to get some of these work? Just like you were saying, some of your rules will be your head up. Because it sounds like a good job for a year or so. And if there's going to be anybody that's going to be sent in for a new coach, I'd like to get on that again.
Okay. There's also,
Now, you can see a little piece of confusion with, well, he was fired, there's my verification, but it was that. So what I think is,
I have never seen.
why I have talked to the man is he disappeared.
I have not seen a letter of resignation. I got the email talking about him not coming back, but saying he wasn't coming back the next day and so on. But I have not seen a letter of resignation.
You want to see it?
Yes, I will. Well, I've never seen it.
I haven't signed
We could have a chance to read this, please. And I'm going to comment on what I feel about this. The letter of resignation was prompted by a belief that he was terminated. If in fact we're saying he is terminated because an action or approval hasn't happened, then at the same time I would believe that the resignation doesn't hold true either.
This is the resignation.
My belief. Oh, that's the wrong one?
No, it's not. It's the right one, but he doesn't say that he resigned. I'm ready to let you know that effective today I will no longer be the head coach of NWAC and Northwood Mass. But that doesn't say I resign. What it says is that I'm not it, which may mean that he feels like he's been fired. Okay, I don't know what it means. To the director, then he goes on, it's a very nice letter that talks about the people he's worked with and wishing them well for the rest of it. But that's the opposite sentence, and it doesn't say I resign. It says that I am no longer the head coach. And that means that he may feel, as Steve said, he may feel that he was fired.
Yeah, I have a clear lesson on the record that that was the case. The director made clear that that was the case. He was fired.
That's what the decision was from the director. But then if somebody says, no, he resigned the next day, I haven't seen that piece. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to be really careful of getting this thing put together.
Not fired, the right in central America, he then with what the director told us.
Makes it not a resignation.
You know, wherever this decision is, my whole point is, we would like to get where we are informed, and we can inform part of that process, so that we will use issues. That's not understanding what I doesn't really, and I don't want to trivialize a person's career or job as a head coach and what they do. I don't care which coach. Because I do.
No, I never.
That's part of the process of being a head coach is that you have that relationship. But I hope that whoever we hire or whoever is hired, in the process of having those, we understand and are aware of what's going on with the coach. And I think that, and you know, I'm not particular with one person. In the end,
No, I think that you have a really good idea, and I think it's something that should be done, but there's another side to that, and that is if you have energy, if we're searching for a new coach, assuming that the resignation of whatever this is accepted by the board, who knows, but if that happens, do you have the time to put some energy into making sure we get a good coach the next time?
You know, I wish I could, offer my services with it, so I have no experience in nothing that coach.
So join the crowd. If you know what your kids would like, and you're obviously involved in education in some way, by the way you talk, so that you would know what you wanted in the way of somebody to lead kids and make them better.
We didn't know the number, so we had the rental here on school, we had a dog, we had the phone, we could not.
I understand that, but we are...
That's what we know, and that's what we see we're looking. Now we're understanding the numbers are going down. Now, what the director do is the boss and help the because the expectations are really high from one person to be a good coach within the school. And to be a marketing director who brings in creativity, expectations are high, because not everybody can do everything.
A head coach's job is tough. It's very tough. And they've got to be here at 5 o'clock in the morning, and here in the afternoon. And quite often you get a nap in the middle of the day between practices, and then you're doing all of these other things, plus the administration of the team with the various swimming organizations. It's not just a little job, it's a huge job when a person takes it on. It's understood and known by, I think, people. Yeah.
It's about the top 10% of paying coaching, club coaching jobs in the country. There's absolutely no reason for why not to have a top-level coach to go with that. If you look at the financial package, the benefit package, and while being a coach is a tough job, we've got good support here in a lot of ways, and really beyond a lot of problems, because it's often safe when you're in a parent rest club, or that it's always done to do answers to, and very few coaches own their own club and own the pool and get to run the whole show. They always have something to pursue. I think that the thing that has happened over these last couple of years is that part of this feeling that we didn't see it coming is that it's been evident it's coming, and no one wanted to be public about the fact that things are not going well. We don't have the kind of growth and stability we need to sustain the program that's funded at the level it is. We don't have the revenue, we don't have the participation. It's 5, 6 votes on a chance or 4 that would just the non-qualified ones. And where you have 20, 30 to do that lets you know you have financially and stable model that cannot be sustained with what you're into it to be getting to a top quality program. And so I do think that this whole question of board is one of the things that is all about that I think you have to go back and look and say, did we create a problem when we're trying to fix a problem? Because when the direction of the guidance is free, and you have to evaluate that, and I understand because of what happened before, that we got to be careful about what's not happening again. I think non-practically is something that you play out. You can't say, when you look at what we're going to have to be able to schedule this meeting. It is the director can't say, we have a problem, I need this to end, we're going to keep guys get together, we can discuss it and do it. You know, it's not a practical model. And I think that is something that, like I said, the next side we have to look at. The problem is that if there's a case in the contract itself, you would be in much better shape.
Yeah, the one comment in defense of the board is that we would be willing to get together at very short notice quite often, but for the open meeting notices being a new issue, we had to give you and the public 7 days to get to know about the meeting so that you could be here. There's a really tough line on that. If it's just an ongoing routine thing, that's good, and we can do it pretty quickly. But for something like this, you've got to give the public notice.
Which is why we're looking at that model.
Okay.
I just wanted to make one last comment again, and frankly, I wasn't surprised that the bill was let go, because I think while I was concerned about some of the matters of professionalism, my daughter is a 13-year-old who was very upset because she thinks she might have to do what they did, and when it's clearly fishing for
a member of this board?
A member of this board. That was months ago. I didn't address it at the time, but I'm concerned that this was actually dialogue, and the decision wasn't made with those conduct. So the future is, one of my big comments in the future is my daughter to get back to members of this board and putting 13-year-olds in a position of decision for making input on something.
I think that I know nothing about this. I don't know anybody else that did it, so it's new to me. But there's no conspiracy from this board on this whatsoever. We have no idea. We're working through it step by step. We don't even talk to each other outside in groups because we can't. Yes, Sean.
I couldn't hear the gentleman's comments or anything else. I don't even know who it was. So, what was that?
Sean is quite black, and I was commenting on what I thought was very unprofessional behavior of a member of the board, soliciting input from my daughter months and months ago concerning the village performance. She came home clearly under the impression that it was, she didn't use the term fishing expedition, but it was clearly the questions were phrased, and all three girls agreed that they were looking for bad information on Coach Travis. And that was probably back in April and May. Current member of the board.
That's very interesting.
Okay, thank you, Mike.
It's a very serious accusation. I think you might want to... No, it's an accusation to the members of the board that somebody's done something. That's nothing wrong with talking to people in the group, but that's the thing we shouldn't talk to children.
Well, and that's what happened with that. That should not be within that position at that time for providing information on someone's life.
Okay, well, we heard you. I want to talk to you later. Any other comments?
Thank you for addressing this in ways and being more informed and give her something more truthful with it rather than just
well, if a search committee is needed, come on, give them room more often.
I'm going to read a letter. It was given to me. Someone asked me to read it, and I'm going to do it as a little bit. It is, well, that's Bill Walker. So, and the reason I'm going to read it is I thought, for the most part, it addressed a concern that somebody brought to me after the meeting, and that was the question of Bill Patterson, has the law been broken? They were very concerned that, in lieu of what happened in the 90s with Eddie King, that if the law had been broken, has my child been harmed in any way? The person was very concerned with that. Please tell me no child has been hurt. And I said, I assure you that that isn't what has happened here. And as you have spoken, Mr. Chargaloff, and yourself, ma'am, and you, Mike, about your children wanting to know what happened. And I know it's hard because you can't really go into a lot of the details. If you could allow them to know that we all feel that Bill Patterson is a good man, and that he has done nothing that has broken the law. And if I could, this letter, it says, thank you for the opportunity to voice my thoughts about Bill Patterson. Bill and I have become close friends over the year and a half since we met. If you believe that colors my opinion, that's understandable. Bill Patterson is a solid professional, a kind and respectful man. He's a man of integrity. I don't believe any of you can challenge that. You are all aware of the environment that Bill walked into when he was hired. A tremendous team of awesome, hard-working kids, piloted by a small cadre of families that perpetuated the culture of arrogance, entitlement, and victimhood. Bill's mortal sin from the day he started was that he was not Neil Wellman. Just weeks after Bill arrived, 6 NY performance tragedies integrity, work ethic in a public meeting, and a direct defiance of the code of conduct. As they and the families had agreed to follow in return for the privilege of joining the publicly funded swim team. As you know, the code commits swimmers and families to be respectful to others, support the code, avoid playing the victim, and take accountability for their own behavior. Rather than taking action against these swimmers, Bill took the high road. He continued his positive efforts to build what most families wanted, a clean start with a new atmosphere on the team, pushing on through outside peddling with NY athletes training, through ongoing bashing from the same small, select subset of families, through personal issues that none of us would wish anyone. Bill continued to keep his head high. Nothing I said above should be taken as an excuse for on Bill's behalf. He was an at-will employee, and as such, the district has the right to let him go. That said, you're losing a fabulous human being. Painful as that is, I believe you will see a drama-free transition. Bill Patterson's the real man. And he will step up and act like one. Bill Patterson will not attempt to play on your sympathies by portraying himself as a victim. When the smoke clears, I believe you will be impressed with the professional way that Bill Patterson chooses to move on with his life. I would hope that the commission representing the district will make an official comment that you appreciate the hard work Bill Patterson put in over the last year and a half during this tumultuous time in NY history, and that you wish him all the best in the future. Respectfully, Bill Walker. I do not necessarily agree with all of this, but at the same time, a person who lives within the district asked me to read it, and as you did a while back, Dave, I felt that I felt that I should. So.
Yes.
I just want to ask if my interaction with him was, he was a stand-up guy. He was, my opinion is, your Jim Water keeps being very good stuff, but I do agree with that. Being with a volunteer, doing quite differently. He's been effective time with black.
Thank you. Okay, we have a motion, which is what we have to decide, and we want you to be going to move it, whatever it is, it's the accepting or rejecting, and you can frame it any way you want. The recommendation of Director Wolf.
I make a motion that we defer the recommendation and hold a special meeting Monday at 5:15 p.m. here, and that way it allows legal counsel to give their input.
That's what you want to do? Well, I guess if you move it and second it, that's what we're doing, because I'm one. Okay. So that motion passes.
You got Sean.
Are you still there?
I'm still here.
Okay. Did you hear it then?
I believe you made a motion that if we defer until Monday,
Yes, at 5:15.
at 5:15, if you're here, what special counsel has to say, correct?
Yes.
Is it with second?
Yes.
Okay. Are you taking a roll vote?
Well, when you say it, we'll know what your vote was.
It says aye.
Okay, so aye. Okay, so it passes. Okay. So we're 5:15 on Monday. We're here to deal with the actual matter after to discuss the legal function. Okay? Thank you for coming. And then executive session just to catch up and then we'll do it. Whatever. Okay, so,
Let me ask you a question.
no, just three of us.
Okay.
Okay, let me call the meeting to order. It's 5:17, special meeting North Whitby Parks and Rec District. Sean is here by proxy on the issue. We're going to meet for 15 minutes in executive session, and then we'll be back out here just to talk through the events of the last few days, because we haven't chatted yet. Okay? So we'll see you at 5:30. If you want to get a little fresh air or anything, do it. Okay? That clock says 5:18, so 5:30 we'll try to be out here. Okay?